Hello, my dear students. Today we are with a beautiful problem, and that has been asked in JEE Mains 2024. This problem is based on electrostatics and mechanics. Okay, electrostatics come mechanics. All right. What's the problem? Two blocks are given to you, each of mass m, and both are charged q and q. Okay. Then what is the question? The question is like this: calculate the force coefficient of friction between the block and the horizontal surface such that the net force on each block is equal to 0. First and foremost, the net force on each block is equal to 0. What does that exactly mean? That means the upward force will be equal to the downward force, number one. Number second is that the force towards right will be equal to the force towards left, and this is the situation we'll be going to exploit to solve this problem. Okay, so you tell me how many forces are there on this block. Obviously there is weight of the block which is vertically downwards, that's m multiplied by g. Now when the block will exert a force on the horizontal surface in the downward direction, the horizontal surface will exert force on this block in the upward direction. That we call as normal reaction, and that is here n, normal reaction. All right, and then obviously these are positively charged, so there will be electrostatic force of repulsion which is equal to F, and this F will be in turn equal to what? It will be equal to K into product of charges, which is Q square divided by R square, where R is the separation between these two blocks. Okay, now when there's force of repulsion between these two blocks, they will tend to move away from each other. Okay, and when they will tend to move away from each other, there is force of friction, and what this force of friction does is that it always resists relative motion between the block and the horizontal surface. Okay, so that means the force of friction will be directed inwards, will be directed towards right. In this direction there is a force of friction. Okay, now from the mechanics, from the chapter friction, you must be knowing that this limiting friction is always equal to mu multiplied by m. Okay, so what I will do is this: let me balance these forces one by one. So first and foremost, this normal reaction equals to m multiplied by g. Okay, this is our equation number first. Upward force equal to downward force. Okay, the next is that the force towards right will be equal to force towards left. What does that mean? That means this force of friction has to be equal to this electrostatic force. Okay, now by the definition of limiting friction, this F is directly proportional to normal reaction, and thereby this F is equal to mu multiplied by n, and that's in turn equal to what? F. Okay, now let's substitute these values. Let's substitute the value of n, let's substitute the value of F, and let's see what happens. Okay, so it's like this: mu n किसके बराबर है? That's equal to m multiplied by g. And what about electrostatic force? That's equal to this k into q square divided by what? Divided by r square. Okay, now my dear students, what we are supposed to calculate? We are supposed to calculate mu, and we are just one step ahead, one step behind. So this is mu is equal to what? It is equal to k into q square divided by what? Divided by m into g into r square. And my dear students, this is the answer. This is the coefficient of friction, okay, between the blocks, so that each block is at rest. All right, so we're done with this problem. See you in the next session with another beautiful problem of the physics. Take care.